Gender equality is more than a goal in itself. It is a precondition for meeting the challenge of reducing poverty, sustainable development, and building good governance. That was former Ghanaian diplomat, Nobel Prize laureate, and former Secretary General of United Nations, Kofi Annan. Good afternoon, everyone. This is CTV. My name is Waiwa Sandra, reporting to you today from this beautiful studio. I am your host, and I'm going to be taking you through this program called Human Affairs, and we're going to be looking at, as usual, gender equality. What do you think is gender equality? What does it mean to you? Well, it means several things to many one of us, and everybody. There have been advocacies going on, for gender equality. People have been pushing for gender equality because they feel there's been an imbalance in the society, not just in Nigeria, but the whole world at large. We've been hearing things, the United Nations have been fighting for gender equality. And myself, and I'm sure you as well, we want to know if this is achievable. Before we go too far, let's do something right now. If you're with your phone, whatever device you're watching us from, I want you to go ahead and follow us on all our social media platforms. On Facebook at CTV Live with the number 1. That is SEETV Live with the number 1 on Facebook. And on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, it's just CTV Live without the number 1. I'll take that again. CTV Live number 1 on Facebook, SEETV. I think I overslept this morning. I think that's what's happening. I've been too cozy. So let me take that again. That is CTV Live, SEETV Live number 1 on Facebook, and SEETV Live without the number 1 on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. This is CTV Live, as I said earlier, and it's courtesy Adamasole Foundation. We care about your safety. So if you're a driver, please always remember to use your seatbelt. Practice, please be a law-abiding citizen. Always, practice good traffic laws. Use the traffic light. The traffic light is not there for fancy. So if it's on green, you're ready to move. If it's on red, please park and wait for it to turn green before you move. We need to reduce accidents on our road. Also, we're still in the COVID-19 era. So if you are going out, always remember to have your nose mask with you. Avoid crowded places and practice social distancing. Please, we need to help curb this thing called COVID-19. We don't want it to spread. We need to reduce the spread of the COVID-19. So please, if you're going out, always remember to go out with your nose mask and avoid crowded places and practice social distancing. We're going on a short break now. When we come back, we have 2 amazing people to tell us what they think, their opinion about gender equality. I know you want to hear what they think because I know you all have your own different opinions about gender equality. I won't be able to say my opinion alone. I want to take other people's opinions so that all of us can dissect this thing called gender equality and what it means to each and every one of us. Okay, stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. Please, before you go, let me remind us again, please follow us on our different social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Facebook, it is still CTV Live 1, that is SEETV Live with the number 1. And on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, it is CTV Live without the number 1. Please do not forget. If you search with the number 1, you might not see us. But if you search without the number 1, you will see us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. This light is disturbing my eyes. This particular one. You see, I keep closing my eyes. Yes, it's really disturbing. Even, and maybe you should take it up a bit. It's entering my eyes. Was it disturbing you too? Is it this thing? Can't it bring it down a bit somehow?
Remove this thing from the face.
What? Oh, here.
And put them on camera.
Can you okay, screen. Let me see. Yes, they are aware. Let me see. Go away, let me look at that thing. Okay, I think it's fair. I think it's fair. I don't know why this thing keeps. Sorry. Wait, I want to take one quote again. That's United Nations MOA something.
Because you're reading in your
Yeah, so that's the reason why the thing is giving me,
to project it here.
because this thing was not
That's it.
connected. It's the quote that you made there, you told me about that I went to go and start bringing out. Are we ready? I didn't even send the one I'm supposed to use. I'm not taking it again. I'll just do. I'm not doing my quote again. Okay. Are you ready? Please let me know. Hi, people. If you're just joining us, this is Human Affairs, and we're talking about gender equality. My name is Mara Sandra. Yeah, if you have not followed us yet, please do so now on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. On Facebook, it is CTV Live with the number 1. And on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, it is CTV Live without the number 1. Before we went on break, I said we're talking about gender equality, and that is what we're still talking about because that is the reason why we are here today. And I said we're bringing up 2 beautiful guests, 2 amazing people to tell us what they think about gender equality. So let me not take all the shine. Let us bring them. Let us introduce them to us. Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Good afternoon.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Tunji, please can you speak up a bit?
Yeah, I can hear you, Sandra. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Good afternoon once again. Thank you for joining us. Really appreciate your presence. Thank you. Like I introduced, we're talking about gender equality. We're talking about gender equality. Gender, male and female. Want to know if it is what your take on gender equality is, and if it is achievable. If we can achieve gender equality in this, if not everywhere, but in this part of the world. Oh, I think Bimbo, Miss Bimbo, are you with us? Okay, she seems to have a bit of network issue. Oh, she's back. Okay. So before we go further, I want you to just tell us, what do you think? What is gender equality to you? Since she's not here, Tunji, can you please tell us what it is to you?
So are you asking me what?
Yeah, what is gender equality? What is gender equality? What do you think is gender equality?
And just simply for both sexes to get equal chances, opportunities, and be treated equally in this society.
Okay.
So that is what I know gender equality as.
Okay, Ms. Bimbo, did you hear that?
Yeah, I did.
Do you agree?
I totally agree with it.
You agree with him. So what is your take? Do you think gender equality, do you think it is something you agree with? Do you support gender equality? Let me hear from Ms. Bimbo.
Absolutely. I don't think there should be anybody at this time that doesn't support it. It's a necessity.
So you feel everyone should be in agreement with gender equality?
Yes, exactly.
Do you agree with that, Tunji?
Well, for me, I feel gender equality is not a realistic movement.
It's not a realistic movement.
Yeah. For lightness, for brightness to be recognized, they have to be darkness.
Okay.
And for darkness to be recognized, they have to be brightness. You know that?
Yeah.
If I in no way support gender equality, because it just doesn't. It does. Yeah, it feels impossible to me because you can't. It is not going to be. It's not going to work in all aspects. Then
Okay.
we are only talking about gender equality in the parts that we feel favors the lady most times.
Mm.
Or should I say the positive parts only? People don't even look to the negative part. So that's why I feel it's not realistic at all. In any way.
Wait. If I'm going to take you back, you said people that are fighting, like if I understand you clearly, people that are pushing for gender equality are mostly the women, and they are looking at it only from the positive perspective. Do you agree with that, Ms. Bimbo?
Absolutely not.
So,
What you mean? Let's look at the statistics. Let's look at our environment. Why do I have to do the same job as a man and get paid less than it gets paid? Because that's basically what we're fighting for. All I'm saying is, if I do the job a man also does, or usually a man at my workplace will get maybe 500K for a month, and I'm in the same position, and I'm getting paid 300,000 per month because we feel like I'm less than him. I can accomplish what he can accomplish. Meanwhile, I'm meeting all of my targets. It's very unrealistic for you to say gender equality is not something we should fight about, because at the end of the day, I'm fighting for myself and I'm fighting for you as well. Because I'm saying that if a man is also in the position where usually a woman would be, he deserves the same respect. If he's in a career path that was usually termed a woman's career path, it should be given the same respect. It should be given the same acknowledgement. So I'm not just fighting for female gender equality. Goes both ways. It's not just one-sided.
It's not just one-sided, right?
Yes.
Did you hear that, Tunji? Oh, you want to comment?
Yeah,
Oh, please.
I heard that, and just like I expected, it was going to be money issue or money involved job.
Well,
something that. No, hold on.
Okay.
Now, so in my opinion, in my years of work, this thing people complain about, I've actually never come across it, and I've worked in several organizations.
Okay.
I'm coming. Hold on.
I'm here. I'm holding on. I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah, I was talking to Ms. Bimbo. If you want to talk about the respect ladies get at particular, and like we've not gotten into that. If we are to talk about gender equality, and the first thing most women want to talk about is that the pay, the job you want to do, blah, blah, blah. I've met different women at big positions where labor is usually not them. What separates male and female gender when it gets to job and all those things is the labor part, the physical strength and all those things.
Okay.
You don't have it. There are some other areas you can feel it. So if you are telling me if I'm working as an MD or as MD rather, and I can actually do something of labor for about 3 hours, something intellectual for 5 hours, and you as a lady can only deliver the intellectual parts for that 5 hours, and you cannot deliver the
manpower, the labor
manpower for that 4 hours. You can't expect to get the same pay. It will be very, very biased for you to expect the same treatment.
Okay.
You get as a male. And then I keep saying it. I have come across situations where people say, all these things people say, I've worked in a hotel, I've worked as a cinematographer, I've worked as a blogger, I've worked as several, and I've met many people. I've seen where women are usually respected and being in high positions. If what is required is what you can offer, if what is required is what you can offer, whether male, whether female, you can never be paid equally as the person that has the same thing to offer.
Okay, now if I get you well, now we're talking about in the scene, working environment. You say if the woman delivers just the intellectual parts and doesn't deliver as much manpower as the man, they cannot get equal pay. They can't get equal pay.
Yeah,
okay,
that's not equality because
woman and man.
Now, it's the same thing we're saying. I'm saying that if you're saying that the woman is not doing some aspect of the job, so our pay will be cut in that regard, yes. But what I am saying is, for example, let's do practical examples here. A promotion at a job, and then there are two people gunning for that post, and you have a male and you have a female. Usually, in some organizations, I won't say all, in some organizations, they usually prefer to give the man because they say, oh, if you're a woman, you have husband issues, you have kids. Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes,
You have
yes, I can
kids
hear
to
you
take care
clearly.
of, so you would not be able to actually fulfill that role. But then that is you prejudging me without actually checking my skills,
Checking your
checking my record.
skill.
Have I been delivering day to day to day? Why is the opportunity? Why is my opportunity already? Why is my Why is my what's the word? I can't, basically, why is it that you've already reduced some of the percentage that would allow me to get there? Why did you judge me of all of those things? Because if you look, we have mothers, working mothers that are
True.
doing way better in their workplace than the men. And that's it. And that's why I say the same thing. I'm not fighting for just the women, I'm fighting for everybody. I'm saying that if I am a woman and I'm not doing what I'm meant to do at work, what's my pay? Yes.
True.
But if I am doing up to what a man is doing at work and I'm getting paid less because of my gender, then that's a problem.
Now, I see
Do you
we
understand?
keep going back and forth at the workplace, right? Now, we've seen and we've heard of, different scenarios where, as time goes on at corporate organizations, you're climbing the ladder, they're promoting you, you're growing from level to level and all of that. It gets to a stage where they start fighting for one of the highest roles, at companies. Most time they tend to favor, we've seen they tend to favor sometimes the male over the female. Do you understand what I'm saying? They tend to give more, preference to male gender than the woman. Will you say that is gender bias? Do you think it's gender bias, or you think it's just, maybe he won, maybe he did better or something? Because me, I mean, yes, I am asking, what do you think we call, because most times you see in big, it's just very few organizations that women tend to get to the peak, of their careers.
Okay.
It's in very few organizations you hear that women hold like strong roles, strong positions.
In my response to that,
okay,
sorry to cut you.
Yeah, I'm listening. No problem.
In my response to that, I feel women tend to play pity card where they are not supposed to play pity card.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Okay.
Every example you have, if you try to look into it, because every example people keep giving, I've never experienced all this you are saying, and I've worked.
Okay, so now this is a personal thing.
I'm coming. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry. This that it favors more men than women. This is what women do most times. They put in strength and want you to recognize that they are women, so they are not supposed to put in 100% strength, and they want their return. They want to be treated equally. I know you understand what I'm saying. I was trained as a producer by a female, a filmmaker. She was a lady and she trained me, and she worked around men, and she had a growth. She had a promotion. This lady literally had to partially become a tomboy for so many reasons. Because for her to work in that environment.
Now. If I'm using what you just said, now the lady had to become a tomboy just because she needed to blend. She needed to blend in. Is it supposed to be so?
Well, that's what we're saying. Do I have to blend?
If you listen, I'll land. I'll talk about
okay.
Now, she was a filmmaker and she was working in an environment where you have to move the light and you have to move the camera. You have to take the background. You have to do this. If she wanted to escape those things, are you with me?
Yes, I am.
If she wanted to escape those little things as carrying the camera stands and equipment, she can act a lead. She would have escaped it. Nobody will ask her to carry anything. But then her pay can never be as much as that same guy that's carrying it. She wanted that money. She wanted that position. That was why she had to man up. She had to leave that girly part of her. So it was not nobody's first her. It was a decision to acquire more. You have to give him more.
And
Do you
you didn't,
understand what I'm
well,
saying?
I'm trying to get you didn't think it's because maybe if she had just been a lady, some of those, I mean, the level where she got to, she couldn't have been able to get there because they will be looking at her as, oh, she's
So
just
she
a
had to change who
lady.
she was.
So she just
There are
had
so
to
many men.
become like that for them to accept her. You know, it's this the cinematography world, if I'm to say that, it's, you know, populated by men.
Yeah.
You know, it's filled with men. So these days, it's just these days we've started seeing more and more women, you know, coming out to own up to their, you know, this is what I want, you know. And sometimes some of these people decide to behave like, you know, there are a lot of things that they face, aside the fact that they look at them as ladies. Some people actually take advantage of that and then mess them up. You know, we've heard different stories. We can't just listen.
Sorry, can I say something?
Yes,
Can I
please.
please say something?
Yes, please
Okay,
say
so to say
something.
something to what you said, she could as well, as this, I've been a girly girl, and
Mm.
still done heavy lifting without actually changing her personality.
Do you
I
understand?
am a girly girl to the core. I will put on my bum shorts and my tank top to go and change the oil in my generator, lift it all by myself, service the gen by myself because I taught myself to do. Because at the end of the day, I should be able to stand on my 2 feet, and I don't have to become like a man to do so.
To do so.
What you should understand is that sometimes influence, she has realized that, oh, me being a girly girl and even trying to lift and do all of these things, people would tag me as a sissy.
Mm-hmm.
However, if I put on my
Okay, I
sweatpants,
think sorry
which
to cut you.
out,
Yeah, I think Tunje is out. He might be having a bit of network
mm,
issues. Okay, while he's still trying to get back, you know, I want to know personally, you know, personally, can you hear me?
yeah, I can.
Yeah. So personally, have you ever encountered you know, any form of harassment that had to do with, you know, gender inequality, not even equality now. Maybe because of your
Yes,
gender, you suffered something, you know, maybe looked down on
yes,
you, something.
yes. I have. At a job I once did, I had a boss that didn't believe that women should be in higher positions.
Okay.
So usually, I found myself first as like the only female in the organization.
Okay.
Even at that, I wasn't given respect due.
Okay.
I would do a turn of work or was not appreciated by him, or even I was basically looked down upon because I was female.
Mm.
My emotions are soft. I can't undo what a man can do,
Wow.
and all of this nonsense.
Mm.
So obviously, if I'm doing the job of four people that are men
Mm.
and are lazing around, and you do not appreciate that because you feel like I'm female, then there's a problem.
Mm.
And the
True.
problem is definitely not with me. The problem is you.
Okay.
And so I feel like that's one of the biggest gender inequality I faced.
All right. Please hold that. Uh, this is still gender equality and CTV Live. We'll be going on a very short break. When we come back, we'll continue. Please do not go anywhere.
hear you. Sandra. Hello, Sandra. Can you please take picture of this?
If you're just joining us, this is Human Affairs, and we're talking about gender equality. I'm still Sandra. I've not gone anywhere. It's still Sandra Weinbaum. And we're still talking about gender equality. If you're not following us yet, please do so now on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. On Facebook, it is CTV Live with the number 1. And on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, it is CTV Live without the number 1. Before we went on that very short break, we're talking about how gender equality has affected people in corporate organizations. You know, a lot of people have been complaining about ill treatments they've been receiving from the different place of work, and it's not been fair to whichever gender suffers it the most. I don't want to, be biased. Whichever gender suffers it the most, it's not been, it's not a fair treatment to suffer because of your gender. You cannot get to some certain level. You cannot do some certain things, maybe because you're a female or because you're male. You can't do certain things. There's some places you cannot get to, and those things have really affected people, both individually and generally, and it's really not nice. So we have guests online. They've been talking to us, telling us their opinion, what they feel about gender equality. So we're just going to go back now. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. We're still here. Hi, Tunji. Hi, Tunji. You almost blew up my eardrums.
Sorry.
Bimbo, can you hear?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So when you had little, will I say, network issues, I and Bimbo were talking about something. She has experienced a personal something personal that's happened to her concerning gender equality. So she has had a personal experience. Yes, that's the word I was looking for, personal experience. So you as a guy, has there ever been an experience where you were like, oh, if it was a lady, it would not have been this way? Maybe you went for an interview. I wouldn't want to say interview because most times it's not at interviews. Probably maybe you went for a function or something and you were not given entrance or something. Have you ever experienced something personal to you before that you'd be like, oh, if it was a lady, it wouldn't be this way?
Yeah, I'm very sure I've experienced several times. But then I don't see it as, it doesn't make me sad. I just see it as the opportunities comes to different stages, different positions you are, the opportunities you get. You understand?
Yeah.
So I don't see it as something down
related.
Whatever problem. I don't think that this person is this way and this is what I get from this person. Like it can never be.
Okay.
Like me having a class and somebody else has 12 years. Yes, okay. It's more fair to one that. Not up to that question. Yeah, I have authority over. The question is just about this. I was able to.
I'm sorry to cut you short, Bimbo. Tunji, rather. I think you need to speak up a bit, be a bit more audible.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, I think we can hear you better. Yeah, I can hear you better.
I said I must have experienced this.
Bimbo, can you please help us stay in one place? I think the sound making from your end is interfering. Okay. Should we hold on for you? Are you okay now? Bimbo, are you still with us? Okay.
Sorry, a bit busy on WhatsApp.
Oh, sorry. Okay, Tinja, I think she's stable now.
I'm
Okay, I said I must have experienced it, but I've never seen it the way people see it. I just see, okay, I have edge over this person in this department, and I'll have to earn more, or this person has more edge over me, and so she has to get this opportunity. I don't see it as a problem, like, and I don't question the authorities. I don't question whoever gets the. It's just like, as I said, if you have BS, if I have BS, you have masters, and you get more opportunities than I do, I totally understand and not question. I will not say because she's a lady or because she's a this, she's a that. So now BSc and masters in this case, if you interpret it in the male and female department of whatever we are talking about, you will see there are obvious edges that both male and female get. So if I find edges that, okay, I'm in this position because I'm a male, I'm a guy, I will understand and accept it. So if I find myself in a situation whereby a lady has to go and I have to wait, I will understand that, okay, yesterday or at this other department, I was in a higher position because I had that favor. This person has that favor because she's of this gender. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Well.
So I don't, like, we all need each other. I feel this gender equality thing is just a distraction, because I feel 98% this gender equality everybody's mad about is just about 20% of the female. About
Really?
yes, I can tell you 80%. Now, because why? Look at what she said earlier.
Okay.
She said she could have carried that light and changed the oil, still wearing her bum shorts and shirts. That is very unrealistic for an example.
How so?
Thank you. As a lady, there are some things you do yourself that you have to put on a male shirt. Something energetic. Yes.
Like what?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Yes, I could have worn a big t-shirt.
Okay. A lady is let's say, elegant and the way people are designed and everything, because you cannot expect to do some certain very
okay.
Am I communicating? Do you understand?
Well, we understand. Okay, now I'm going to move out a bit from this, this. I need to ask something. Do you think can you hear me, Miss Bimbo? Now, just to save time, I just have one question. Do you think the government have been doing anything? Do you think they've been playing a good role, to help with the whole gender equality? Gender equality. Miss Bimbo, can you hear me? Okay. So do you think the government have been, playing a big role to help with achieving gender equality? We've been seeing more and more compared to before, where we had less women participating in the government. Can you hear me? Tunji, are you with us? Oh. Tunji is having a bit of network issues. So to you, Ms. Bimbo, do you think the government has helped in any way, to help promote gender equality, or they've been pushing for inequality?
Have you seen how many women have you seen in government in Nigeria?
Well, more and more women have been coming up for, we've been seeing campaigns from women during elections. Yes, many women. Yeah, well, they're not so many compared to the men, but at least now compared to before, we have at least, will I say, 30% women, coming out for elections compared to before, where we had like maybe 5%.
Okay, so I'll say this. I'll say that in the government today, I don't say women are not there, but if you notice recently on social media, we celebrated that women are now becoming top executives in the bank.
Yes.
Why did we celebrate that? Because it was not the norm.
True.
Right?
True.
because it's not the norm.
Mm-hmm. Bimbo, you was sorry about that.
I want to open she's back.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Sandra, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, Miss people can hear me.
I can.
All right. I see answer. I'll pay you so I can just see that.
She was still talking, actually.
Okay.
Okay, so I said recently we were celebrating on social media
Mm.
that women are now getting to top posts in banks, like almost all the banks now, women are the ones in top posts. Why was that celebrated? Because that was not the norm.
Mm.
That was not the norm in the country. It was something that was worried to us as in the government. Do you feel let me throw this question straight to you.
Okay.
Do you feel like a woman can become the president of Nigeria?
Are you throwing that to me or Tunji?
No, not you, Sunjay.
Okay, Tunji.
I believe the woman can be
You believe a woman can do what?
can
I
be
did not say
any
any position. I'm talking about, do you feel like a woman can be the president of Nigeria within 2020, let's say by from this year to like 2025? Do you think it's possibly visible in this country, the way this country is at this moment, that a woman would be allowed
To
to
mount.
become a president in
Mm.
this country?
if she's a good politician, yes, she'll be allowed to.
Please.
Well, truthfully, if just I think I agree with Tunji on this one. I mean, if she meets all criteria, I mean, why not? If not, she can. I believe women can actually. I mean, we have more people coming out these days compared to before. They're giving room
I'm
to
not saying can
women.
women come out. I'm saying
Okay.
that would they give a woman the opportunity
Well,
right now?
that can
Would
only be
they?
answered maybe when women come out and
I've been coming out as vice president, but even that is not even. Oh Jesus! Isn't that has not worked out for them as it even for governmental
Oh, okay.
positions?
Okay, I think let's hear from Tunji so that we can. Tunji, what do you think? Do you think government have done anything, to help promote
Okay.
gender equality?
Okay. In the first stage, if you mention government, I'll take you to religion.
Mm,
Government and religion means God most times. Like, let's say because that's the superior being
okay.
overhead. So now, whatever I'm saying about the government, that means that that's the same thing I'm saying about God. In the first place, the question is out to everybody, the audience, you and people, and the listeners and co.
Okay.
Do you feel God did the wrong thing with gender equality, inequality? So I'll answer from that perspective. I'm a Christian, not
Mm,
deep Christian. I don't even go to church. But like I've read Bible and I've read Quran several times.
okay.
And what I've read about both male and female, I believe God did not do wrong. So if God
Mm,
did not do wrong, our government did not do wrong. Why? Because I feel women don't even recognize their strengths. That is why
hmm.
we have this conflict. Women
Really?
are way powerful than how they always see themselves. That is
Hmm.
why most times men are the ones insecure, but women don't see it.
Men are the one. I didn't get. Men are the one doing what?
Most times men are the ones insecure. We feel threatened, but
Okay.
women don't see it. They just
Mm.
see it physically, they see it by the manpower, they just want to take it by the horn, blah blah blah. No,
Hi,
so
hi,
God
Bimbo.
knows.
Sorry for cutting. Bimbo, please can you face the light? Your face seems to be a bit dark. Yeah, that's better. Thank you.
Do you understand me, Sandra?
Yes, please.
I said I feel women are way powerful than how they see themselves. That is why God and government had to tone down that power they put, try to control it. So it's
Okay.
not as if men like yes, I'm telling you, what whether men accept it or not, we feel threatened. But we know how men are built. Like we control. We don't like to show weakness. We don't like to show all these things. It's
True.
because women are powerful than us. Women can show their weakness and still win. But men cannot show their weakness because they feel they lose instantly. Do you
Okay.
understand?
Okay.
Everything is just
One way or the other. I think this is as much as we can take today. We're going to continue this thing next week when we come back again, still on gender equality. I'm sure you have so much more to say, but unfortunately, time do not permit us. Yes, and we have other programs. In case you don't know, this is CTV. Like we have other programs. We have Moviepedia, movie and music and me. Rather, we have Moviepedia. It's about movies. If you think you know movies, so you can participate on other programs too. There's Moviepedia, music and me. There's program on sports, program on cooking. Tunji, do you know how to cook?
my food is usually put in my mouth.
Okay, it's only in your mouth. So thank God you know how to cook and cook something that's even sweet in your mouth. So you're not gender biased in that place. You know, some men will be like it's just the women that should do the cooking. But at least you're not being biased, you know how to cook. So thank you very much for joining us on this program. We would like to have you back next week. So please go and mark the dates down on your calendar. Bimbo, it was really nice talking to you, Tunji. Thank you so very much for your time. We really appreciate. Do enjoy the rest of your evening.
You too.
All right, bye. Yeah, thank you. All right, people, this is still gender equality. If you've been following, I'm sure you might have learned a bit. You might have learned a few things or more. You know, they've been able to, tell us their own opinion about gender equality, where the stance is. Tunji was against it. He feels there's nothing like gender equality. He feels that, this thing is just a thing of women don't know, their strength. That's why they're pushing. And it's just a few people, few women who are advocating for, gender equality. But I think I beg to differ on that because UN has also been fighting, for gender equality because they feel we cannot achieve, sustainable development in the country without, not just in the country, in the world, without women's participation. And we've had, very little, I think just a few, maybe 20% or thereabout. Yeah, 20% of women participating in politics and in other departments, in other aspects rather, in the world at large, which is, really, really small compared to 100%, and we need more women coming out to do things in order for us to get, a balance in the world at large. So if you feel you have something, you want to share something with us, pertaining to gender equality, please follow us on all our social media platforms to be a part of this program. We would love to have you because, we need more and more opinions about what people think about gender equality. What does it mean to you? Do you think it's something that is feasible? Do you think it's something that is achievable? Do you think we can get to that place, in the world that men and women will be looked at, not just as two different people, but as just humans, just a gender, we hope to get to that point. It's going to do a whole lot, not just to people individually, but in various sectors of the world. So thank you so very much for following. We'd love to have you back next week. We hope and really do hope that you join us. And please do not forget to stay safe. It's still COVID-19. Please always remember to go out with your nose mask. Remember to wash your hands. Always practice social distancing and avoid crowded places. And if you're a driver, please use the traffic lights, use your seat belts to not drink and drive. Please, and don't drive and drink as well. Also, if you want to watch us, maybe you're enjoying the program, please do not drive and watch us. We really do beg you. No matter how interesting the program, it's not worth your life. So please and please try to stay safe. Till we come your way next week, I am still with by Sandra. And this is CTV Life, Gender Equality on CTV Life, courtesy Adamasunli Foundation. Stay blessed. Bye.